All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're breaking down a huge topic: how to actually get your content cited by AI search engines. I mean, this is the big question for 2025 and beyond.
So let's just ask it head on. How in the world do you get your stuff cited by AI? Everyone wants to show up in those answers from tools like ChatGPT, Claude, and Perplexity, but honestly, it feels like this brand new, kind of confusing puzzle. Where do you even begin?
Well, check this out. The source material for this explainer just cuts right through all the noise with this one quote. It turns out the big secret to so-called LLM SEO, well, it's not really a secret at all. It's actually grounded in the fundamentals you probably already know and do every day.
Okay, so to figure out how to get cited, we first need to pull back the curtain and understand what's actually happening behind the scenes when you ask an LLM a question. It's not magic. It's a very specific process.
This is the absolute key to understanding everything. These AI tools aren't some separate internet living in a silo. Think of them more like a new interface, a new skin that sits right on top of Google Search. When you give them a big prompt, they just turn around, break it into a bunch of smaller queries, grab the top-ranking Google results in real time, and then build an answer from those sources. That's it.
All right, now let's talk about what not to do, because there are some really big myths floating around, and it is super easy to get sidetracked chasing the wrong tactics.
You know, there's this tendency to treat these large language models like some kind of mysterious black box. We think we need some special, super technical solution just to crack the code. And what happens when we do that? We end up wasting a ton of time on all these technical tricks that, according to our source, have little to no real impact on whether your content actually gets cited in an AI answer.
And this quote just hits the nail on the head. All that time you might spend on technical schema markup, for most informational content, we're talking your blog posts, your guides, it is not the deciding factor. It's not what's going to make or break you.
Okay, so if it's not about complicated schema, then what is the actual mechanism here? This is where we get to the core concept. You need to build a real strategy that actually works.
And here it is. This is the aha moment. It's a concept called Query Fanout. Your one big, complex, conversational question gets fanned out into several simple, direct Google searches. The AI is basically breaking down your problem to gather all the puzzle pieces.
And this four-step process really shows why ranking well for a whole variety of specific terms is so crucial. The LLM is simply assembling its answer from the winners of each of these little mini searches.
But here's the kicker. This process isn't static. There's this other idea called query drift. It means the exact little subqueries an LLM uses can actually change and evolve over time, maybe even day to day. So your content needs to be broad enough to anticipate that evolution and stay relevant.
Okay, that's enough theory. Let's get practical. Knowing all this, what can you actually do to increase your chances of being cited? Let's walk through the playbook.
So here's the game plan, and it's pretty brilliant, because it's not about starting from scratch. It's about finding what you're already strong on, the stuff you have in the top 10, and just reinforcing those pages. Add more depth, cover all those query variations and subtopics with new sections and FAQs.
But how do you know if any of this is actually working? This is a big one. The metrics for success are different in the LLM era, and you absolutely have to know where to look.
So the key here is to use two different tools for two different jobs. First, you've got Search Console. That's where you'll see when you're being seen by the LLM. You'll get a bunch of impressions for weird, long queries, often with 0 clicks. Then you've got your Analytics. That's where you see if a user actually clicked your citation to come to your site.
And that right there is the big mindset shift. We have to stop fixating only on organic clicks from a Google search page. Your new key performance indicator, your new North Star, is referral traffic coming directly from platforms like Perplexity, ChatGPT, and Claude. That's the real proof that your citations are compelling.
Okay, let's bring this all together. Let's put a bow on it with a final mindset for how to approach LLM SEO effectively so you don't get lost in all the hype. So these are the key takeaways. It all comes back to just building genuine authority on a topic. Be the expert. Stay adaptable and anticipate that query drift. Measure what really matters, which is that referral traffic. And finally, test your own ideas. Don't just follow the myths.
And this leaves us with a final, really crucial thought. As we all optimize our content to become the source of truth for these engines, it puts an immense responsibility on us to be accurate. Because if an AI repeats it, it's because one of us wrote it first.
SEO, we're the key to the top, turning rankings around. we'll never stop. We take your dreams, give them